35. States bombing American ships at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Americans were at war, and everyone's life was changed. 34. 6. The sea around us under the sea wind sold very few copies. Rachel was discouraged. Don't ever write a book, she owed a friend at the time. It doesn't pay as well as a single well-placed magazine article. Getting so little money for her work was absurd, but having so few people read it was worse. Nothing was wrong with her book. There was just no time to read. The Second World War kept the Fish and Wildlife Service, the new name for the Bureau of Fisheries, very busy. Battles were being fought by warships and submarines. These ships needed to know more about 35, the ocean depths and currents. At work, Rachel read some of the fascinating reports from government research. Other scientific news was horrible. Atom bombs had been dropped on the towns of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. It ended the war. It also ended the belief that life on Earth would go on, no matter what people did. Rachel had always thought that the stream of life would flow on through time in whatever course God had appointed for it, without interference from one of the drops of the streaming. Then, after atomic science proved her deepest beliefs wrong, Rachel said, "Shut my mind." Refused what I couldn't help seeing. By 1947, Rachel was restless. Perhaps it was time to write another book. After all, she decided that this one would be a book for anyone who has looked out upon the ocean with wonder. Not just for scientists, but for anyone who has stood on the shore alone with the waves and his thoughts, or has felt from afar the fascination of the sea. And it would have a gentle warning about how people must use their new powers carefully. Soon after she started, Rachel found an agent, Marie Rodell. Marie's job was to help with all the business details of getting Rachel's new book into print. Marie found a publisher for Rachel's book, but Oxford, 36. University Press said they wanted it in just 10 months. Rachel was not strong, and she was often sick. Almost every year she had some fairly serious illness. Shirley Briggs remembered, but she kept on going as best she could. Now that her mother was in her late 70s, Rachel was doing all the cooking and cleaning. After working long hours at the office and then at home, Rachel simply didn't have the time or energy to write a book quickly. Rachel used parts of her job to help with her writing. She took an underwater diving trip with the Fish and Wildlife Service. The view through the windows of her diving helmet filled her with wonder. The sea was full of animals, riding with or fighting against or hiding from the strong currents. The ocean was as powerful as she had dreamed it would be, but so much more alive. She told a friend that the dive was one of her greatest moments of her life, after which everything seems a little different. Rachel became the first woman to see the Northern Atlantic on a Fish and Wildlife Service research boat. Sailing for 10 days without seeing land gave her a feel for the vast size and endless movement of the ocean. These new adventures went into the sea around us. Rachel used the exciting new facts learned from 37